Hi viewers. Welcome to my channel, Short Scoop. In this video, we will see the India's stance on latest Buchas killings in Ukraine war. As per latest satellite images, the report says there are hundreds of people killed by Russian and the bodies are lying in the road, which is unfortunate. Meanwhile, President of Ukraine, Zelensky, has addressed the same at the latest UNSC meeting and urged all the UN nations to act immediately to stop the Russia before killing more innocent civilians. Here is the video.
Yesterday, I returned from our city of Bucha, recently liberated from Russian troops, not far from Kiev. So there is not a single crime that they would not commit there. The Russian military searched for and purposefully killed anyone who served our country. They shot and killed women outside their houses when they just tried to call someone who is alive. They killed entire families, adults and children, and they tried to burn the bodies. I am addressing you on behalf of the people who honor the memory of the deceased every single day, in the memory of the civilians who died, who were shot and killed in the back of their head after being tortured. Some of them were shot on the streets, others were thrown into the wells, so they died there in suffering. They were killed in their apartments, houses, blowing up grenades. The civilians were crushed by tanks while sitting in their cars in the middle of the road.
However, the Russia has denied this report and has said those were complete lies and manipulated news. The Russian Federation representative at UNSC has replied to Ukrainian President Zelensky directly and accused that he did not comply with the Minsk agreement. Moreover, he did not bring east to Donbass, which has Russian-speaking population. Here is the video.
I simply would like to take advantage of the virtual presence here of the President of Ukraine and would like to address him directly. Now, we place on your conscience the ungrounded accusations against the Russian military, which are not confirmed by any eyewitnesses. And we spoke about this in detail yesterday at our press conference. Vladimir Alexandrovich, we all remember when in 2019 you were elected as the President of Ukraine. Now, there were a lot of hopes tied to your election because you were, as a candidate, pledged peace and an end to the war in Donbass, including the Russian-speaking population, which you pledged to protect. So it seemed that we were on the verge of correcting the historical injustice when, as a result of the Maidan coup in 2014, Ukraine began to be transformed into a hateful anti-Russian. However, those hopes failed to be to materialize, and now you scornfully call the residents of Donetsk and Lugansk People's Republic as a subspecies. Today, explosions and artillery rounds are exploding over the entire territory of Ukraine, and not only in the east, where they haven't ceased for the past 8 years. And they're exploding precisely because there was no other way of bringing peace to the Donbass, unfortunately, after you and your subordinates categorically refused to comply with the Minsk agreements.
India has made it clear that the killings in Bucha is condemned unequivocally and supported the call for independent investigation. Also, India supports humanitarian needs like essentials and medical supplies, and called for cessation of violence and return to diplomacy. Here is the video.
Recent reports of civilian killings in Bucha are deeply disturbing. We unequivocally condemn these killings and support the call for an independent investigation. We hope the international community will continue to respond positively to the humanitarian needs. We support calls urging for guarantees of safe passage to deliver essential humanitarian and medical supplies. Keeping in view the dire humanitarian situation in Ukraine, India has been sending humanitarian supplies to Ukraine and its neighbors, which include medicines and other essential relief material. We stand ready to provide more medical supplies to Ukraine in the coming days. India continues to remain deeply concerned at the worsening situation and reiterates its call for immediate cessation of violence and end to hostilities. We have emphasized right from the beginning of the conflict the need to pursue the path of diplomacy and dialogue. When innocent human lives are at stake, diplomacy must prevail as the only viable option. In this context, we take note of the ongoing efforts, including the meetings held recently between the parties. The impact of the crisis is being felt beyond the region, with increasing food and energy costs, especially for many developing countries. It is in our collective interest to work constructively, both inside the United Nations and outside, towards seeking an early resolution to the conflict. Allow me to reiterate the importance of UN guiding principles of humanitarian assistance once again. Humanitarian action must always be guided by the principles of humanitarian assistance, which is humanity, neutrality, impartiality, and independence.
We hope the war in Ukraine comes to an end and world order must be restored as soon as possible for the benefit of the population of world. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more video. Hit the bell icon.